Hi everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson's Soapery. Today, let's get into a video all about making some new soap. So when I make my soap now, it's always a slab, and the slab is, just so you know the exact numbers, is 6,880 grams. So that's how I make my soap now, and that will give you roughly 60 bars of soap that each equal 120 to 130 grams in weight. So this particular one is a man's inspired kind of scent. Of course, women can use it too, but I've been asked so many times for more men's soap because I only have one in my line, and that is definitely my biggest seller. So it's called Ocean Shave, and that's the biggest one. But this new one that I have designed is a beautiful mix of like a tobacco, a whiskey, with a mint and watercress type scent. I know it sounds unusual, but it smells just so beautiful. It smells like a really upmarket aftershave. That's what it reminds me of, you know, something that would be in a really fancy store. So anyway, this particular beautiful one is coming soon. So I do have some candles as well that match this one because I try and have a whole heap of the range together. So we're going to be adding some beautiful blue, and then I also do have this brown. Because this has the tobacco in it, or the tobacco scent, it will actually go brown. So to stop that, we're just going, well, it's not really going to stop it, but we're just going to add some of this mica, and then I will show you how I'm going to do the blue to get a gorgeous color through it. So let's get started. Now, let's get started on the colors before we do anything else. So here, like I said, I do have this beautiful one. It's a coffee sort of colored mica. It is a mica, so it's a brown. And because this particular fragrance has a vanilla in it, it will discolor. So we're just going to make it brown, and then I'm going to be doing some lines of beautiful blue through it, and it will actually match the pattern and everything I've designed. So in here, we do have some oil already. So this is some sweet almond oil and some olive, just a little bit of a mix in here. And then we are going to be adding in the brown in this big one, and in this small container we're going to be adding a bit of blue. To give you an idea, you can have, for every 500 grams of oil liquid in your soap, you can have 1 tablespoon. So it depends on how strong you want it, but I don't want it that strong. I think I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of the brown, and that's for this whole mix, because remember, this is a really big soap. So we're just going to leave that in there. Of course, I will mix it, and then I'm just going to do I think 1 tablespoon roughly of the blue. So because it's a small baby cup, we're just going to add 2 halves, and I will mix that in because we only need a very small bit of blue. So now I've done that, we will mix all that in. I'll set that aside and we will get going with the soap. So I need to go and get some gloves and some glasses, and then I will come back and we will be ready to start. So in front of me here is all of my oils. So to give you an idea, I actually use a number of oils, but my main oil would be the olive oil, and then I do have shea butter, cocoa butter. They're of course hard oils. I also do put in some sweet almond oil in my mix as well, and then I use some castor oil for bubbles. Of course, some coconut oil because that hardens your soap. And I always put sodium lactate. That's a salt-derived product, and it really does help it harden up and release from the mold nice and easy. And, you know, all of my soaps now, they're palm-free and they're vegan soaps, unless I say differently. But these particular ones, they're pretty much all vegan. You know, it's only if I put a honey or a, you know, an animal byproduct that it changes, but honestly, nearly everything is a vegan. I'd probably say 99% is. So inside here, I've already got my hard oils. They've cooled down. I've mixed it in with my olive oils and so on to make this beautiful. And this month, I'll be bringing lots of soap videos for those people who love watching soap to be made, because as I said, you know, I've got to make so much because I'm selling out. And I know it sounds silly, but for a soap maker, we need to start to think of Christmas, because now we are in August. And for me, I just work by myself. So there's no employees. It's just myself. My husband helps out, and then my 2 teenage daughters help me if I need some help packing and things like that. So I need to get ready and think about it well in advance, and I think I have 28 slabs of soap roughly that I need to make. So inside you can see all my beautiful products in here, and my thing is I absolutely love the olive oil content. So I do have my stick mixer here. So obviously this, you know, doesn't have the attachment. Always take the attachment off. It's just safer. And do wear gloves, because honestly it doesn't take much to be burnt. And I thought, while I'm on here, I'm going to say something. I get asked all the time, why do you wear that pink t-shirt all the time? The reason I wear this is actually my soaping t-shirt. So it doesn't matter if it gets oil or mess on, because soaping is a messy business. So that's why, in case anybody wanted to know. So inside my bucket here is my lye. And also when you're keeping lye, everybody inside, make sure that you write poison or lye or something on it, just in case somebody ever came in and grabbed it. So mine does say on the side, you know, it's, so I'll show you, it basically says this on the side, so people know it says poison, because I store it very high so a child can't get it, and no one comes in here except for adults anyway. So I hope that kind of helps out. So now we've done that, let's attach the stick blender and we will get going. So we're going to mix it up. Now when you've got a batch that's as big as this, as you can see, this is a massive container. So, you know, like the width of this to the other side is longer than a standard ruler. So it is quite big. So you need to kind of like mix, come back and forward. It's not going to solidify and do its little bit in a minute. It does take quite a few minutes. So let's just start to mix it up. Now when you've got a big batch like this as well, you'll see that I'm using the stick blender and I'm going over the top into sort of circles, and that's so that I'm getting the oils and things from the bottom to go over to the top. So you can see it looks creamy already. Obviously it's not ready, so we will keep mixing it, and I'm going to bring you back soon when I actually add the colors. Now before we add any scent in, I want to take some of it out and put into this little container, and the reason I'm going to be taking some out is we're not going to be adding in scent into this particular color, which will be the blue, because if you add scent then of course that's going to discolor, and we don't want the blue to discolor. So we'll add some more in, and we do need to keep mixing it a bit more. But for now, like I said, this is literally what I'm going to do. So this one here will be the blue. We'll pop that aside. And then in here, we're going to add already what we did with the brown. So, and as I said, this is going to go brown on its own, but just to help the process and so that it's not kind of looking streaky and brown, because if you don't add the brown, it will naturally discolor, but sometimes it can leave like little lines in it, and it's just not like uniformed color. So that's why you would add in, you know, a brown. Like you don't have to, you could just leave it and see how it goes. But I do know, because another one I make, it's called amber, it's my amber bees, and what I actually, it's called Egyptian bee, sorry, and with that one, what actually happens with it is it leaves kind of streaks of yellow and brown, which is fine because it kind of mixes in with the whole scene. But this one, like I said, we just want to keep it to the brown. So we've done that bit now, so let's just pop this back in and pop the top on, and we'll mix it all up. So as you can see, we have done this gorgeous bit now, haven't we? So let's go and add the fragrance into this. So in here, I already have my fragrance in here. I have measured this up. Remember, you can put up to 5% of most fragrances. I usually stick to 2.5%. because we don't want them smelling too overly strong. Remember, people are washing their body with this. And I can already tell that this fragrance is already starting to set up a little bit, but it's fine. It's not going crazy or anything. And you've got to keep your eye on those things, everybody. So now we will mix in our blue. Let me just take that off because that's always for safety. I take that off. in case I have an accident or drop something, you know. So let's just add the blue in that we've already mixed before. This is called Monster Blue. It is such a beautiful, vibrant blue. This one is from Sud Off. As you all know, I get all my micas from there. I really love their micas. Plenty of places do beautiful micas too. But of course I'm in Australia, so that's why I'm using that particular company. Look how beautiful that blue is. I mean, doesn't that look crazy and gorgeous? I love it. So we will go back to this one, and I'm just going to give it another mix. Like I said, it is a very big container, so you don't want anything to be unsolidified. You need it all to be mixed. If it's not mixed, it can, you know, basically it just ruins your soap and you've got to throw it out later. So it needs to be really done properly. One thing I thought I would say as well, if you're making palm free, it doesn't go as thick as a soap with palm oil, because it doesn't have that extra fatty content. And also I use quite a lot of olive oil. So the olive oil, you know, obviously it liquefies it quite a bit. So you're not going to get a super thick one, which is fine as long as you're still getting a slight trace. You know it's all mixed and you don't need to panic, then you're fine. So now we've done that, let me just go over and I will just get everything I need, which of course is, you know, we need the slab mold, don't we? So let's move this aside and I'll bring the slab mold in. All right, before we do that, we know this is pretty good. We're happy with that. So we'll just take this out. And then, of course, I'm going to be mixing in my blue into this brown particular color. So I'm literally just going to pour it in. Nothing too exciting. That's literally what I'm doing. And I'll save whatever's in this little jug just to pop on the top later on. Just get rid of that. And move this aside, like I said, and let's put the slab back up. So I will move those, I will clean that off after. So now in here, we've got the slab already. All I'm going to do is honestly just pour it in, and that is it. And we will see what magic we will come up with tomorrow. All right, so there you see. Now that's literally all I'm going to do with this one, but I am going to just get the spatula, and like I said, just the blue, we'll just put a little, some little drops on the top. It just adds to that kind of fun top, doesn't it? Even though you don't see a lot of it because it's going to be cut into 2 centimeter sort of pieces later on. But I hope you guys enjoy watching soap being made. Like, I actually quite enjoy it. I find it like soothing. I watch many soapers and I just really enjoy it. As lots of you know, I don't really watch a lot of TV. Look, I'm one of those people that I love to be busy. I'm just, you know, I don't like sitting there doing nothing. That's really just not who I am. But today we get to do this. And if you're wondering where I got this slab mold from, I bought it from Etsy. There is a particular seller and his name is Vinny. So Vinny sells on there. And so I think it's Soap Cutter AU, but check it out. I will add a link in this video for Vinny's slab molds in there. He does many other molds as well. It's a very good mold. So worth the money. Like, honestly, so worth the money. I'll definitely be going back to get another one in time. At the moment, I actually don't really have a lot of space in here because I just have so many products drying. So anyway, we've done that. We'll just get a little kebab stick so that we can do a little pattern. If you wanted, you could leave it like that, but I'm just going to do this pattern because this one is like a sea kind of watercressy sort of inspired one. So I think just by doing this little pattern makes it look a little bit more like the sea, because obviously the sea is like blue just go around the edge so that we make it all look combined. But you know, do however you like. There's no right or wrong. This is the fun bit about soap, making these gorgeous patterns. So I hope you have loved this. Tomorrow I'll bring you back to see the cut, because of course you want to come back and see that. You don't want to watch the video and not see the fun cut at the end. It is the next day now, everybody, so let's get and cut this gorgeous soap. So behind me here are all of the loaves for this particular soap. I've already cut them because remember, in a slab you cut them in a slab sort of slicer. So I have a different machine for that, but this one here is my individual soap cutter. And if you're wondering where I've got this from, I'll put the links down below. This is from Aussie Soap Supplies, and it's a fantastic one. My husband and my kids bought it for me for Mother's Day because they knew I loved it. Anyway, this is the new soap. This is my new masculine inspired soap, and it does have notes of beautiful mint, some watercress, some tobacco, also like some sort of rich whiskey, some Scottish whiskey and so on scent in it. So it's really, really fun. So that's the top. Doesn't it look beautiful? So let's get and cut it. So usually, you know, I've already got, to let you know too, everybody, I've already got my soap cutter already measured to the exact size of my bars. So my bars are 2.1 centimeters wide. And the reason I've done this is it's taken me quite a long time to figure everything out, because it sounds really silly, but when you're selling a bar of soap at 120 grams, the main thing you need to actually do is make sure that once they cure, they are going to be weighing that or more. And mine was, some of them were weighing, you know, 125 when I cut them like this. But then actually the problem that I did have is when it cured, it was weighing under the 120. And of course you can't sell it like that because it has to weigh what you're saying. So anyway, it's a bit tricky. So these ones do weigh 130 grams roughly now. And so they'll be around the 122 or something like that, which is fine to sell. So let's just cut them. So I thought I'll take you along for what I do. And look, I can get a multi-bar cutter. I actually don't want one. I don't really like them. So I prefer to do this. I actually enjoy this part of the soap cutting. And doesn't that look so pretty with all those blues in it? Which is really, really pretty. So I'm going to cut these, and then I thought while I'm here, I will actually show you how I actually stamp mine as well. So if you want to, listen to me, have a little chat, then of course, keep listening. If you don't want to listen to that and you just want to see me stamp them at the end, just go along a little bit further on the video today and you will see. But I know most of you love me having a chat, because I always talk about something hopefully that brings a bit of value to all of you and your businesses as well. Now, when you're using a soap cutter, please make sure you keep the wires tight. If you don't, it makes all the soap wonky and it won't give that straight cut. And I know that actually happened to me as well. So in between using it, you do need to have a look at it and make sure it's tight, not too tight or it will snap. But if you can kind of see this wire here, it's moves a little bit, but yet it's still nice and firm. And that's what you need. And then you've got to push your soap towards this line here, because if it's not, it won't go straight either. And then push it against the bar at the end. So hopefully that's a little bit of information about, doing all of these. And I thought, look, while I'm doing this, I'll actually show you. I've been redoing a couple of my soaps because I just did a beautiful watermelon soap, which of course is, I've got that one on Instagram. I've showed everyone. So it's not ready to be sent out yet, but these are the new, my new sort of soap labels. Don't they look gorgeous? That's just a paper one, but I have organized and bought some from Vistaprint. As I said in my last video, when I actually make them, I often print them out myself, but if I can get them done on Vistaprint, I do, because I really do like the paper. And now that I'm really busy, to be honest, it's just a bit easier. I still design them all on Canva, and some of them, if I have a bar that's, I don't have heaps of it and it's not super popular, then I will just print it on my printer, but otherwise I just order them from Vista Printing. When you get busy, time is money, so that's why I'm doing that bit as well. And also my slab mold with my soap will give me roughly 60 to 65 bars, depending on, you know, how wide I cut it, and so on. But generally, you know, this is sort of what it's going to give me. So, like I said, we're going to just cut these. I've cut most of them. I have one more loaf after this one. So you're going to have to hang around while I cut that one, and then I will show you everything else. And I hope you like the view of this. My husband bought me one of these stand-up sort of lights so that I can do videos, because I was noticing that it wasn't light enough in the video and I really wasn't very happy with that. So anyway, he's bought me this, which I think it definitely shows the light a lot more, but it's sort of a stand-up, so it doesn't sort of slope, whereas the other one was much shorter, so sort of sloped a bit. So like I said, I hope that this one is going to be much better for you all to see, because I'm trying to do things so that I can actually help all of you see a little bit more about what I'm doing, and so on. So, and as I said, I'm just going to cut these. And I thought while I'm here, I will have a little chat. I've had a few people asking me about you know, what part of Outlanders that I've actually been watching, because I've been watching Outlanders, and I have actually watched up to season 6, because that's all I can get on Netflix in Australia. We don't have anything else on Netflix. Actually, maybe it's season 5. No, it's only season 5 in Australia, and it says it might be 2 years before we get the next season, or Netflix may not even do it. So that will be a little bit sad. I might have to cry. So anyway, that's what I've been up to with that. I've also tried to get Diane, the author, her book, which is very difficult. So I might have to order that one in while I'm doing that as well. So it's been a bit tricky trying to get everything for that. For anyone that is, you know, like me and a lover of that show, I just absolutely adore the show. I think it's absolutely amazing. And the actors have just done such a brilliant job. I really do think that. So there's another one on the top. Anyway, so we've done these ones now. We'll finish talking about Outlanders. So now what we're going to do, usually I leave them. So I do have a couple that I already did before. So these ones I did early this morning. So literally all I'm going to do, I'm going to do it on here just so I can show you. So I know that's the top of it. And then I've got my little stamp. So this is just the acrylic part of the stamp. I actually ordered this on Etsy. There was a lovely girl on Etsy making them, and it was really cheap. It was like $20 or $26 or something. You just place it on the top. Now, don't laugh, but I actually use this very strong, it's an ice cream scoop, and that's what I bang it on with. But you can use, you know, you can use lots of different things. So you're just literally going to give it a bit of a tap, not much more, and then just wiggle it out. And then it's all done. So that's mine. It just has my Nelson symbol, and I won't do it now because it's not ready yet, but in a couple of days then I will just, you know, put it through the peeler or whatever, just to kind of get rid of the edges. I don't peel all around mine, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically you just get a you know, like a potato peeler, and you just go the edges, and it's just so when someone holds it in their hand it's easy. And if you can see mine, that's why I did my shape like that, because literally you can hold this really easy in your hand. I've seen ones that your hand has to be like that to hold it. So I think something like 120, 130 grams is a perfect size for a soap. In Australia, a lot of people just don't want massive big bars of soap, and my mother-in-law likes a smaller bar than this. But this would be kind of standard what you get in the shop as well. In Australia, it'd be about that size. I know in other countries it's probably considered small, but that's generally what we use here. Anyway, I hope you have loved this video. Make sure you give me a massive thumbs up. Come and join us over on our Facebook group. And of course, you can go and join me on Patreon, where I give the recipes over there from it's $7.50 a month if you want to join our Patreon, or you can choose a $10 or whatever, but $7.50 will give you the recipes and some blogs and things like that. Anyway, I will see you next time, lovelies, and until then, have an amazing day. Bye.